Hey everyone! If you think coding is hard and only for computer geeks, this video is going to change your mind. Times have changed, and I'm here to tell you why. Coding used to look difficult and impossible to learn. But guess what? I am a civil engineer myself, and 2 years ago, only 2 years ago, I had no idea how to write any code. Zero knowledge. I didn't even know what programming languages were, apart from their names. When I first heard about Python, I thought it was a snake game. Fast forward to today, I know Python is one of the most powerful programming languages for machine learning and AI. And I'm going to show you how to learn it the quickest way possible. No lengthy courses or pointless attempts. Remember, when we were kids, we didn't learn by just reading books. We learned by doing things. And that's the key here. The quickest way to learn is to learn by getting results. Set a real, genuine outcome for why you want to code. I'll give you a practical example. You can do it yourself. No theoretical stuff, just solving a specific problem. Let's say I have a problem. I want to know the weather in any city in the world with just a single click. I know, sounds lazy, but it's a genuine problem for me right now. But how does this help me learn coding? It's about how I approach solving this problem. Sure, you could just go to a weather website like OpenWeatherMap, but that wouldn't add anything to your skills. Let's agree on a few things before I show you how to do this. First, the weather checking is a genuine problem for me. Otherwise, I'd quit early and lose interest. This is a really important thing. Think of a genuine problem you want to solve. Second, I have zero knowledge of programming, zero knowledge of Python. Finally, I will only use natural language to generate the code and get the results. So, I chat with the latest model of ChatGPT 4.0 to generate the code. I would start, "Hey ChatGPT, could you help me with Python codes?" Now I'm going to ask it, "Can you help me write Python code or a program to fetch the current weather for a given city using, for example, OpenWeatherMap?" Let's see what we will get as a result. That's very cool. After my request, it gave me few steps to follow. For example, I need to get an API key, which needs me to sign up in that website. And we need to install the requests package, which is a library in Python. Then I can run this code to get the output I want. First of all, let's go to that website so that we can get the API key and replace it within the code. You can click on the link or search it on Google. This is the website. Let's get it full screen. We need to sign in to that website. It will ask you about email and password. If you are not registered, you need to click create an account. The typical registration, so you need username, email address, the password, and repeat the password. Then you can tick some of these options and of course confirm that you are not a robot. Then click create account. It's a quick and easy job. I'm going back. I already have an account in the website. If you check my API keys, this is the key I recently generated. Simply just provide a name to the API key and click generate. For now, I'll copy the API key and move on to the next step. Now let's try the Python code. I will use Visual Studio. I created a new Python file and called it weather.py. Now simply copy and paste. The request library appears to be not defined. Follow step 1 to install the request library. Python works with libraries, which makes our life easier. How to install it in Visual Studio? From the menu, go Terminal and New Terminal. Now simply type in pip install requests. You get a message, successfully installed requests. You can actually search any library just in Google and you will get all the information about it. The typical website is PyPI. You can see it gives the same installation process. Now the code should work. Let's make the Visual Studio window bigger, but remember we need to paste the new API key before we run the code. Now let's go ahead from the menu, run, start debugging. We'll choose Python file. In the terminal, it prompted me with entering the city name. Let's try London, submit the input, and you will get the weather information. It looks at the moment as information in the terminal, like a text form. I can be a bit critical and check why it gave me temperature, pressure, humidity, weather, etc. From the code in ChatGPT, you will find out that the print function contains this information. And this is basically why this is actually the output. You could stop here and say you've solved your problem. But why not making it look better? Sticking to our initial rules, I'll only use natural language to improve it. I will go back to ChatGPT and ask it for one more request. Thank you, it worked. Can you help me create a simple user interface for the weather forecast application? Submit. Note the new code becomes longer. The get weather function is almost as it is, but you got a new function, show the weather, and you will notice that we are importing a new library, tkinter, which is very common for generating user interface in Python. Copy, paste again. Never forget to replace the API key with the key that you get from the OpenWeather website. Let's run the code again. Ooh, we have a new little window appears. Let me resize it. It's a very simple one. It asks about entering the city name, and there is a button called Get Weather. Let's try it again for London and press the Get Weather button. It gave us the information, but now in a user interface. Let's change it to Dubai. That looks like the weather there. You can try any city in the world. So, with no background about coding, we managed to do code, and not only that, a user interface. With practice and more problems to solve, you will get much, much better. This is why there is so much talk about AI potentially replacing some software engineering jobs. Think about any problem you know, whether at work or in your studies, any problem that motivates you. I started my coding journey because of one problem. It was a GIS point line connection issue. I wanted to migrate attributes from a line to a point based on their distance. I struggled to find a ready-made solution. So I did it myself. I did it using Python. It was the best thing I did. That's how I learned Python and continue to learn it. Share in the comments how you started your coding journey and what problem motivates you. Thanks for watching.